All right,
Right?
so
Go
can I
ahead.
be can I
Yeah.
begin?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so this is Pulse Plot AI by Vishwath Srinivasan.
Cool.
So here are the table of contents. So yeah. So hi, my name is Vishwath. I'm a rising sophomore, and I work to create Pulse Plot AI. So this is my problem statement. So the main issue that I want to address is that patients forget details when the doctor asks them to describe their symptoms when they go for their appointments. So because of this, this often leads to patient doctor misunderstandings. And because of this, there are higher cases of false diagnoses, and it often takes more time to actually fix how the patient is feeling. So the impact for this, um, so here in this data chart, you can see that almost 80% of diagnostic errors are related to patient clinician encounters. So just merely in the contact between the doctor and the patient, there's already a lot of errors. And if we go into that 80%, 56% of the encountered of the errors are involved in miscommunication. So clearly we can see that miscommunication between patients and doctors are causing a lot of these false diagnoses. So my solution for this issue is that we need to make a simpler app to note down patient symptoms so we can translate it easier to the doctors, and we can also include other features such as translating doctors' instructions into easier terms for the patients to understand. So here's some real world insights I found. So before using the app, I noticed that the patients often have scattered memories. So because of these scattered memories, they're often missing details when the patient tells the doctor about their symptoms. This often leads to repeated questions, and in the end, it eventually leads to possible diagnostic delays or a misdiagnosis. But after using the app, I feel that there's an organized symptom history, so that creates a clear timeline. And with the clearer timeline, you can communicate better to your doctor. If you can communicate better with your doctor, the doctor can give a more informed and an accurate diagnosis. So this is my solution. This is a picture of how the UI for my app will look. So here on the left side, you can see a daily symptom calendar. So here you can click on the day and you can log your symptoms. So here you can see the slider
Pause.
bar.
Vishwa, look. This slide, right, is just meant to be like an introduction to your project, right? So there's like my solution to this problem is to make an app with a daily symptom calendar and an AI health clinic summary, right? But don't go
Yeah.
into details. The details is for the next slide,
Oh,
right? The live demonstration. Cool.
okay. So yeah, here you can see a daily symptom calendar. You can
Go
add
on to
some
the live
notes.
demonstration, Vishwa.
Okay. So now I'll be demonstrating my app. So here, this is the homepage for your app. This is what it'll look like when you first open it. So here you can see some features about the app. So you can sign in. So you can either sign in using Google or an email and password. I'll be using Google.
Yeah. Using Superbase for this?
Yes. So for this, we use Supabase to like connect it to the Google,
Google App, Google Auth, right? Nice.
and yeah, we also connected it to the Google Cloud Console.
Yeah, that is
Uh,
Google Auth.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
cool.
when you first sign up for the app, this will be the first screen that you see where you can fill out your personal information, such as your name, date of birth, your gender, height, weight, and pre-existing health conditions. So if you're already diagnosed with something, you can note it down so the AI will be able to like incorporate it into its diagnosis and see if that has anything to do with how you're feeling. Then for regional format, this basically decides if your date format and your units, such as pounds and kilograms, centimeters, and feet and inches. So then after you fill all of this out, you can just save your profile. So here's the calendar. Then you can also go back uh, and go to different months. Uh, and so you can click on the date, it'll automatically be set to the current date. So for me, it's August 1st. So it's already selected for August 1st. Then here is a slider to know how you're feeling. So on the lower end of the spectrum, it basically means that your body feels fine or there's like little pain. Then the higher end of the spectrum means that your body hurts a lot more. So and then here, these are some common symptoms that I found when I was doing research. These are the most common, so I just added these. But even if you are not feeling these symptoms, you can add additional notes uh, to describe how you're feeling. Then I also incorporated a microphone in case patients don't want to type out everything. So I'll just demonstrate the microphone right now. My head hurts a lot every day. So then yeah, it gets transcribed into the notes. Then you can edit it.
Cool.
So then
Okay, pause 1 second. Like, what is the like? How do you improve the system right now? I feel like think about it. How do you improve the system?
sorry, what do you mean by like improve? Like which part are you talking about?
No, basically, like think about like what can be improved here. Okay,
So
all right. Look, the one problem I feel right now with this, right, is that like first thing, how painful do you feel, right? Like what referring to what specifically, right? Like does that make sense? Like what is this pain like normally you're not supposed to feel pain, right? Like I feel like
mhm,
systems such as like maybe put a symptom there and then like how bad is this symptom, right? Like for example like a cold is not painful per se, right? There's a heavy cold and like a weak cold, right? So
mhm,
similarly like a fever perhaps, right? So maybe something like what symptom do you have and like what's the intensity of that symptom, right? Does that make
mhm.
sense?
Yeah.
I think that'll be like a bit more informative. Second thing,
Mhm,
again, the main problem that happens with this sort of logging is stuff is that people forget to log, right? You're trusting the patient to be like, I'm gonna log my thing here and like remember to actually log. People forget to take their medicine, right? So
mhm,
like they will also forget to log. So you have to make it a bit you have to give them incentive to log their stuff, right? Right. So
mhm,
I would say something maybe some like the microphone thing you're using, right? Like
mhm,
that can be very good, right? For example, rather than having to like fill out a form kind of, it's if you could just talk if you could talk out like how your day went, what sort of how you're feeling, and like the AI will take whatever text that is transcribed and like use that to fill out the form for you. I think that'd be a
mhm,
lot easier for a lot of people, right? Especially people like who don't bother with typing and stuff. Again, it makes it a bit more easier, a bit more likely for them to actually do it.
mhm.
Cool. That makes sense. That's again, these are my suggestions, right? I can keep
Yeah.
going.
So right now I'm gonna click the this load 30-day sample data button so we can like test out the AI clinical health summary feature. So then when you click this button, the data from the sample data, it won't be saved onto your account. So this is just more of like to test the app. And in case you want to use the app and you don't want to like reset all this data. So that's why I created this sample data button.
Cool.
So now it'll show you how many days you've logged in. Then you can generate your AI report. It'll give you a quick disclaimer that this is generated by AI, so don't trust everything it says. And you should
Nice.
always verify with your doctor. So now the AI health summary, it'll pop out into the bigger screen. So it'll once again give a little safety notice. It'll tell you your personal information, some patterns the AI recognizes. Then it'll give a minor, medium, and major health condition possibility. It'll explain why or why not. It'll give probabilities. Then once again, the AI it'll explain what it sees and why it believes so. Then here are some things that the AI will recommend that you should do. Then here are some things that you should not do. Then finally, there'll be a section where you can, where it'll tell you some questions to ask your clinician. And If you have further questions, you can click on this ask follow-up questions button, and it'll be
Nice.
expanded into chatbot. And here you can see your chat history along with previous conversations if you ever want to go back. And yeah, you can type. So, for example, I'll just say, my head stops hurting after getting more than 10 hours of sleep. What does that mean? So you can send the message, then the AI will respond.
Well,
Um,
can this AI look at like your like I guess your the data that is being like logged and stuff?
yeah, it can. That's what it uses both the brief and the calendar data that you give it.
Perfect. Okay. All right. One last question for you. What is an API and which API are you using here?
So the API that I use for this one, so I use the uh
Grok API?
yeah, I use the Grok API, and then I
Okay.
connect that to like the AI model, then it'll use whichever AI model is like available.
Nice. Okay. What is an API? That's the second part
Um,
of my question, right?
the an API is it's the uh,
Grok is an example, right? So like, how would you describe what Grok does?
it's like a generative AI.